So, first of all, welcome Marian and Joe. Can you introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your role as a befriender with Envision?
Well, my name is Marian, and I've been working with Envision now for, I think, coming up to 2 years, something like that.
Might be a bit longer, yeah.
Might be a bit longer. I'm retired, so I was looking for some work to do in the local community as I do some voluntary work with one or two other organisations. And I heard about Envision through a home for the elderly where Brian came to assess somebody.
All right, okay.
So I was talking to one of the elderly folks there, and she was singing Brian's praises and showing off in a beautiful pair of glasses that he gave her.
Yeah.
And all of that. So that kind of triggered my interest, really. So here I am.
Oh, brilliant. So is that what first inspired you to become a befriender?
Well, I know a couple of friends of mine who both have the sort of really serious levels, what I would call serious levels of macular degeneration.
Okay.
So I've been sort of, I've noticed that. I've been friends of theirs for years while that's been developing, really. So I always felt that if there was something, I would like to sort of maybe help in some way. But also for myself, I'm borderline glaucoma.
Oh, okay.
So I have an interest, obviously, going forward as to what might be the way, the things to do and what to get involved in, what to know about for my own sight loss as and when it comes, if it comes. We're a long way, I hope, from that yet. But it's
fingers crossed, yeah.
So that's another personal interest.
Yeah, oh, brilliant. So for people listening who may not know, what exactly does a befriender do?
Right, so for those that don't know, I'm Jo and I am the Befriending project officer. So I'm the one that started the Befriending service going for Envision.
Right.
So the role of a befriender for Envision is for people to go out and see clients with sight loss who are stuck in their homes, who may not be able to get out much, who are feeling isolated, don't have many visitors at all, just generally feeling quite lonely. And the idea of the befriender is they go along. We ask for 1 hour a month, and I know a lot of my volunteers do an awful lot more than 1 hour a month, just to go and visit the people in the homes, sit with them, and just genuinely have a chatter. That's it.
Right.
Just to sit, perhaps have a cup of coffee, cup of tea, and a talk with them, just to give them a bit of company more than anything.
Yeah, so there's no such thing as a typical conversation, then it's just whatever.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these are people who tend not to leave the homes an awful lot. They just want someone different to talk to. And I think it's very different from talking to somebody on the telephone to having that person who's sat in the living room and who's having a lovely conversation with you. And they tell you all sorts of secrets, don't they? And they have all, I don't think there's ever a conversation that's the same as another one. Some of the things that they can come out with can be quite funny at times as well.
I mean, I know it's slightly different, but I used to work as a delivery driver, as you may know, for Sainsbury's, and the amount of people that I used to visit who would look forward to you coming in and spending 5-10 minutes with them, because you might be the only person that they see that day. So to have a service like this, it's brilliant.
And I think, as far as I'm aware, I could be wrong, but I think we're the only charity in this area that do actually go out and visit people in the homes as well. I know there are a lot, like Sightline, etc., who will talk to people over the phone, which again is still as vital, but I'm pretty sure that we are the only ones who will go out and sit with them and spend time with them and just keep them company.
Is that what makes a good befriender then, just going out and sitting with them and spending time with them? Is there particular qualities that we look for, do you think?
Well, I'm looking at Marian and I'm not so sure, to be honest. They've got to be, for me, somebody who is a good listener.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, you may be the only person that they see for that fortnight or that month. So somebody that can actually listen to them. But you've got to have the communication skills. You've got to be the one that can kind of generate the conversation and talk to them, because you'll get some that are quite quiet as well. I mean, you've got some quite lively ones, haven't you?
Yeah.
But I know there are some, I mean, I go and see some who are very, very quiet.
Yeah.
So you've just got to be able to generate a conversation with them as well. And it's about building that rapport, isn't it, more than anything?
Yeah.
Are there any particular moments that have stayed with you?
Oh, go on, Marian, that show is.
Well, I think befriending, as Joe has just said, is very much an individual thing, really. Each person is different. I'd say some of the moments that have stayed with me, I had a client up until quite recently who also has Alzheimer's.
Okay.
So generating conversation there, it's not an easy thing, really.
Yeah.
And as Joe said, the listening is really important. But he wasn't a great conversationalist at home. But having discovered that he was a very well-qualified railway engineer who travelled the world for his work, I had to operate on his long-term memory. So that's how I kind of got him going. Otherwise, according to his wife, he didn't say much at all throughout the day. But he had lots of stories to tell, and I can honestly say that without ever leaving Lytham or Freckleton or any of these local villages where we live, I travelled most of the world with that client because of all his stories of when he was working on what was then part of the British Empire.
Yeah.
He was doing all the railway infrastructure and everything for them at that point, in the 60s particularly.
Yeah.
So it was absolutely brilliant. So you have to, for him it was using triggers for the long-term memory.
Yeah.
For somebody else it's, like I have one client who, it's a joy to listen to her really, because she has a wonderful family who do so much for her. But the one thing that she likes is having somebody to just come and sit and have a bit of a chatter and a bit of a laugh. She has a great sense of humour. And so we sit and talk and chat, and there are things that she can say to me that she wouldn't. It's actually she's saying things about she's contrasting her sons, who are absolutely wonderful. And part of which she finds funny, but there are things that she can say about one son that you can't, to me, that she can't say to the other one. Yeah. But she's so, it's very simple things, really. Yeah.
I think as well, I mean, that, we have got to appreciate as well, there are some people who do have the family who can be just as lonely. It may be that a family doesn't live nearby, or, they're unable to visit because of their family commitments. We see kind of all sorts. I mean, I go and see a lady who's 101, and the tales that lady comes out with are just a memory. And like you say, they go way back when, don't they? They talk you through the days of when they were in the army and what they got up to, and the little tales like that. They're just they're special. History, you can't teach that.
No.
That's like first-hand stories, isn't it?
Is that one of the most rewarding parts, do you think, of being a befriender, is hearing all these stories and being able to
For me, it
talk?
is. I thoroughly enjoy that side of things.
Yeah.
Because there isn't too much going on in their current life. Because most of the time they're not able to get out. Maybe now and again for major events like a trip to the doctors or something like that, or a birthday. But it is a way of learning so much about the past from people who actually lived through it. I mean, I have one lady who, lived through the war, of course, and was interred in a prison of war camp for a number of years while she was only about 13, I think. She was quite young. So she has all those long experiences to talk about. And people just, I think it's, we can almost lose the art of talking unless we have somebody to speak to face. Never happened to Joe. But
never leave the art of talking thing. Never lose it.
I don't know if this thing is still on. So yeah, it's. I think for a lot of people, it's the one-to-one really. Having a person who's prepared to sit there, listen to whatever it is they want to talk about, and also bringing something of the outside in. Sometimes they want to know what's going on outside, or one person likes to hear a little bit about she hates Keir Starmer, so she wants to hear all about what's the latest, you know.
Yeah.
And so we have these sort of little discussions here and there about politics and all sorts of things.
It's the joy, though, isn't it? It's when the amount of times that the client will say, do you know, I've really enjoyed your company, or I love it when you come, or I look forward to seeing you, or when you come in next time.
Yeah.
It's the fact that just for that hour, 2 hours, or whatever time it is, that is their moment for them. And they love it, don't they? And they tell you that they enjoy it, and they tell you that they love talking to you, and they look forward to it.
Well, that's what my client with the Alzheimer's used to say. He used to say, Marian, I love these conversations that I have with you. But sadly, when you go through the door, within less than 2 minutes, I'll have forgotten that you were ever here. But we talked about that.
But at least for that time that you're there.
The energy that, you know, that he had, and, you know, because he just loved telling the stories.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I think it is important. And it's somebody just for them, really. Yeah.
Is there any challenges, do you think, about being a befriender?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I have a big challenge in one of mine. One of my ladies, while she quite happy for me to visit, her biggest problem is that Joe won't visit her. It's Joe that she wants to visit.
Maybe a special one.
Because she wants to talk dirty, and Joe apparently tells her dirty jokes. And I'm not.
I can't believe
I'm not good at that.
No.
So I'm just really
second best, really, aren't you?
Second choice. So that's a big challenge. What does one do about that? You know, it's not easy.
No.
And they are, because there's some great. They have got great characters, haven't they? Every single one of them, as you know, is going to be different.
Yeah.
But I think, one of the things I find quite difficult sometimes is knowing what to say to them. You know, them that just want the visit, and they love your visit, and they tell you they love the visit, but they want you to initiate the conversation.
Yeah.
So sometimes I find myself driving to see somebody, I'm thinking,
and you're planning ahead.
Yeah, should I talk about gardening today? Should I talk about technology? What is it that's going to fascinate him? Can I tell him what I've done at the weekend? So that bit I find probably a challenge.
Yeah.
I think one of the challenges for me also is that some clients have an expectation because of their needs, and they have many needs, many multiple sort of health problems.
It's not
that they think that really they could do with help with cleaning, with shopping. With all the practical tasks around the house or around the flat and all of that. And I think it's that expectation that, you know, it's about having boundaries, really.
Yeah.
But it's about clearing those expectations up straight away, because some people are extremely disappointed that you're not there with their long shopping list ready to jump into Morrison's, and maybe take them with you, however immobile they may be. So that's a big challenge for some, not for all. I only had that with one person who still can't come to terms with it. But, you know, accepts it but doesn't come to terms with it. Not exactly impressed with the fact that I don't deliver on that side. So I just refer them back to Joe.
That'll be my role. I go in then.
So it's sometimes it's managing their expectations.
Yeah.
You know.
How important do you think are services like Befriending in helping people stay connected to the community?
I think for me it's massively important.
Yeah.
It's like Marian said before, sometimes we're the ones that are taking the news from outside into them. And we'll be the ones that are telling them what's going on in the community, what's happening in in the outside world, whether it be politics or whatever. I mean, I know I go and see a lady, and the only person she sees is me. There is literally nobody else apart from the lady who might go and do her hair.
Right.
So she has no idea what's going on outside. She doesn't speak to her neighbours. The neighbours don't go in and check on her, because we just don't have that community the way we used to. As much as I hate to say it, in the olden days, everyone knew what everyone was doing, and they looked out for each other. And
it's not really
they go
the
and say,
same now.
Do you shop it? And it's nowhere near, because everyone's lives are so busy, aren't they? Yeah. So I think for her, just having that link with the outside world I would say is pretty priceless, to be honest, when you're the only one going in.
Yeah.
You can't
And
put
also,
a price
we
on it.
can monitor any, if there's, if they tell us about there's been a sudden deterioration in my sight,
definitely.
or, we can monitor that, help to monitor that for them, and maybe, through
That's a very
Envision,
good
then
point.
refer them to the appropriate services. Because sometimes, like GPs are no longer coming to visit them, they're not able to visit the GP. So a lot of the deterioration in the sight and in other issues around that can go unmonitored, really.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think we're just an extra sort of help that way. At least someone that they can draw attention to. Look, this is happening. I mean, one of my ladies, like she's saying that her good eye now, she has a problem with watching television. It gives her a lot of pain. It's intermittent, but it's there. So I was able to refer here, and Stephanie came out and had a little look.
Picks up and have a look. And,
so that gave me some brownie points also.
Always, she's superstar, Marian, superstar.
Yeah, with the clients that you go and see, I mean, do you see the confidence growing when you go out and see them and befriend them? And
I think confidence would be, perhaps not the right word, but I think that they look forward to a visit. And it's also something for them to, if they're to talk to if they're in a sheltered unit or something like that. People like to say, "Oh, I have somebody coming to visit me."
Yeah,
and it makes them feel sort of
important.
And, people recognise that I'm here.
Yeah,
and they like to sort of just let people know. Even if I have one lady who she always tells her friends, "I have my carer coming to see me." But she likes to let people know that she is having visitors. Because she doesn't get many.
Right.
So that makes her feel, important. Yeah, confidence. Yeah. I think one of the things, if some people feel they're on their own with the eyesight problem.
Yeah,
they
definitely.
do have problems with that. Or, if there's a deterioration and there are other issues, like if they're getting sort of visual hallucinations and things like that, sometimes you can explain that to them, or you can get somebody else to do that. And they don't feel that they're on their own with it. And you can explain some of the queries that they have, or get somebody out like Stephanie or somebody from the actual centre itself to explain some of the things, so that at that level they can actually grow in confidence and think, well, it's okay, it's not unique to me, it's not the end of the world. And how to manage some of those symptoms if they're able to remember, if they haven't got memory problems.
I think the confidence grows in the relationship that you have with each other as well. Because you see these people an awful lot.
You see the same people.
Yeah. And, as much, and I don't know about Marian, as much as you try to remain professional, because that's what we are, you can't help but have that relationship with somebody
you've got to be able to be
all the time.
Personal. Yeah.
And you kind of think to your first visit, when you go there and you introduce yourself and you say why you're there and that you come to give them, come to have a chat. And then, I'm 5 years on with some of mine, and it's almost like you're friends, because you get to know everything about us, that confidence in the relationship and the confidence in you, the way it matures and the way it develops, because we always try to match the volunteer with the client. I'd say 9 times out of 10 we've got it right. There has been 1 or 2 occasions I've not got it quite right. And I will always say at the very beginning, if it looks like you're not going to like everybody, nobody gets on with everybody. So if I introduce a client and a volunteer, and either the client or the volunteer feels that rapport's not there, then for me there's no point in pushing it. I'll find them another volunteer. But once you get that match right, watching the confidence between the volunteer and the client, and watching the lovely relationship develop, and we've got Gemma and Alan in Garstang, and I know that they certainly won't mind me saying, but their relationship is amazing. She takes Alan out to buy cheese, and she takes him out for a coffee, but they've got such a lovely bond that me looking from the outside in, you think, that's what, for me, that's where the confidence comes. The confidence comes in the befriender. And just developing that rapport as well.
So if anyone's listening who's thinking about being a befriender, is there any advice that you would give them, anything that you would say?
For me, I'm sure Marian might say differently. For me, I mean, I've done a number of jobs in my lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, I've done primary school teaching, I've done police officer, I've done coroner's officers, I've done complaints with children, adult social care, I've done vast secretary, I've done a lot. But for me, I have to say, this is probably the role of the befriender is the most rewarding role that I think I've ever had. For anyone who's thinking about doing it, just come and give it a go. Just come and have a chat with us. We've got a team, I think, about 12, 13 volunteers now, and the volunteers are amazing, and they gel as a group. Apart from Marian, they all, they gel beautifully as a group. We try and meet up every 3 months, and we discuss what's going on in the charity, and is there anyone having problems, and what the story is. So the team itself is a really, really good team. So just come and speak to us, come and speak to the team, just listen to what it's all about. It's an hour a month. For me, it's not an awful lot of time to just go and make that hour really special for somebody who needs it, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And I think if you can talk to your next door neighbour for 5 minutes once a week.
Well, those 5 minutes add up. Yeah.
If you've got that capacity, then I think you can manage to pitch up and just, I think, give it a shot. That's all I did. I didn't know whether I was going to like it or whatever. Just give it a shot, and you'll be given good training. And certainly plenty of support along the way if there's any queries. You're not on your own. You're going in visiting on your own, but that there are people back at the centre, at the end of a phone if there's any sort of major problems. It could be any little. Sometimes you have a little query. I had one or two with you, didn't I? And there's somebody there. All you have to do is just note something, and you don't have to do anything about it. But you can hand it over if you have any doubts. But if you can just. If you can talk to the cashier at Morrison's when you're checking out, I think you can manage to
it's
be
just
a
making a little bit of small talk.
Small talk, building on that. And,
Definitely.
It becomes mutual anyway. You both get to know each other.
Yeah. So that there's no special qualifications you need, no...
No, not at all.
No.
I mean, we only have to look at Marian for that, bless her.
Absolutely. And look at me now.
Exactly. She's a super volunteer. She really is super volunteer. But no, there's no qualifications. Just like I say, just come along and chat to us. Training, information, anything like that, we will provide. We ask that the volunteers do just 1 day training on the vision awareness training, where we cover things like...
That was excellent, because I was on that.
You quite enjoyed it, didn't you? Where we cover different eye conditions. We look at how to communicate with somebody with sight loss. We do sight guiding. We look at the emotional impact of sight loss as well, because I think, for me, that's probably more important than the actual physical part. Is that person you are going to see is on their own journey with sight loss, and they are going to go through stages where they get really upset about it, they get frustrated, they get angry, and it's just helping the volunteer understand all those emotions that somebody with sight loss may be going through when they actually go and visit them as well. So the training is there. There's myself, Brian and Bailey that deliver the training. We even provide lunch. They will go in to see their clients with real good understanding of different eye conditions and what to look out for, really. Yeah.
As long as they have a sense of humour as well, that does help.
Yeah, Marian doesn't have one, so she does struggle a little bit, but,
That does help. Just give it a go. I think there are very few people that can't do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Except they just don't know that.
Yeah.
How best can they get in contact with us if they want to do it? Who do they contact? Do they come to you, Joe?
Myself or Jane.
Right, okay.
If they just ring the office number, the 362696.
Yep.
Or they can email myself or Jane.
Right.
I am useless at trying to remember emails, so I'm sure that you can put that on somewhere. Or even through the general inquiries. Yeah. Even if they just do it through that email address, it's on the website. Anyway, even pop along. Just pop in. If Jane or I are here, then we'll certainly talk about the befriending. And we do telebefriending as well. It's not just going out to visit people. We have a small group of people that we've got one that will come in every Monday, and he does telebefriending. So if there are clients that we have that we literally can't get to because we don't have enough volunteers, We don't just leave them. We have Stephen who does the tele-befriending, so he will ring them.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we have a volunteer for that area or for that client, then we will go out and see them. So we will always address it in one way or another. So even any referrals that want to come through, you know, we'll take referrals from anywhere, really. There isn't a waiting list at the moment that I'm aware of. However, sometimes we do have a small waiting list, which is why we then bring in the tele-befrienders.
Yeah, brilliant. Now, Marian, before we go, I've got a few quick fire questions for you. Just a little bit of fun. Don't look so scared. Jo knows about this. I'm assuming she's not told you.
No.
Right. It's just a little bit of fun.
Right.
Okay.
Fun. Mike.
Oh, the scared look and sound of everything now. Just 5 quick questions. Do you like tea or coffee?
Tea.
Tea. How do you make it? At what part of the process do you put the milk in, if you put milk
at the
in?
end.
No, it's so wrong.
No.
It's really wrong.
At the end.
At the end?
Yeah,
No.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm with
Tea
you
bag
on
out,
that.
milk in.
Yeah.
No,
Easy peasy. What is the problem?
It's wrong.
There's no problem. Yeah.
It's
People
wrong.
like Joe slum it a bit and they just put
It's
the milk
milk
in
in
over the
first,
tea
then
bag
the
and you're
water,
slurping through a tea bag.
And then a dibby with a tea bag.
Oh, God.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah.
What's the best part of your week?
Come in here.
The best part of my week...
It can be anything.
Oh, right. When I have a walk down by the front.
Okay.
Yeah, and an ice cream, a kiddie's ice cream at the end of it. You know, those nice little things.
Oh, the little cones with the... Yeah.
By the lake, I go down that way.
Right.
That's
That's
supposed to
all right.
be the nicest ice creams at that one as well.
It is perfect.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
What's one word to describe befriending?
Fun.
Fun. Okay. The funniest moment that you've had as a volunteer?
The funniest moment
Yeah.
is when my client was very disappointed that I was coming and not Joe. And made it quite clear.
And lastly, one thing that you would say to someone who's nervous about volunteering?
Bring your nerves with you and come up here to Envision and say hello to Joe and the team and you'll be fine. You won't have any nerves to carry home.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you very much.